the Stanford University professor, who said, here's why what the CDC is saying is wrong. And when I did that, I mean, the arrows came out, or the daggers came out, and people are like, Huffman, he's telling people that can't possibly be true.
He's a COVID denier.
He's a COVID denier. Well, it turns out that guy was right. And he's going to be part of President Trump's administration. So I think we learn, and even if with these things that we're balancing with the problem with COVID, one of my longtime personal physician, Ed Tremolis, who's an all-around great guy, he was also the doctor for a couple of the local nursing homes. And he called me and said, look, not letting people see their family, these people are dying. So if you're 90 years old or 95 and your whole life day is based on your daughter coming and having lunch with you, and you can't do that, he said, there's people dying because of that.
There's no reason to live then.
Yeah.
That's the one thing they look forward to.
Right. And so, we have to balance this, oh my gosh, we can't let this spread, which was spreading everywhere no matter what anyway, between what are you giving up. Now, Dr. Tremolis can explain the medical part of it, but let's also look on the economy. And fortunately, some of our private schools stood up to the government and said, we're not shutting down. And of course, those kids continued in their education, and unfortunately, many of the public schools that shut down didn't. So,
we're still seeing the ramifications too,
right,
on the public school level of how far children got left behind. Because if you didn't have access to Wi-Fi, or there was no real way to prove that you were actually online doing your work, taking attendance, there were some significant drawbacks and fallbacks in the result category for children from almost every grade level.
Yeah, and even if you did have access to it, and even if you did have a computer that worked all the time, and you had a parent who could help you do that, it's still not the same as a school atmosphere. It's just like, you may say, I'm working from home. Well, you're not as productive if you're not in a building with the other people you work with, where the customers, the constituents can come and see you. So it was in many ways a public policy disaster. Now, some folks can say, well, we learned from it, or we made the best decision. But there were a lot of us saying this is wrong. And when we tried to get the schools to open up, there were a lot of, frankly, the teachers. I say teachers union. It's not really a teachers union anymore. It's
the administrator.
It's an administrators union. Those folks were fighting against opening the schools. So, there are lessons learned. Hopefully, we'll remember them, and hopefully, we won't have another pandemic.